Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We heard from Hilton Head Health about 12 people from other places who came to Hilton Head to lose lots of weight. You might be thinking, how can I get in on some of that? If there's a connection between mind and body, and here to draw that connection for us is life coach Linda Hopkins. Thanks for joining us, Linda.
Thanks for having me.
Life coach, that might be something that people aren't familiar with. Tell us what a life coach does.
Okay, life coaching is basically a process of self-discovery. And if I become your life coach, I'm sort of like your thinking partner. And what I do is I help you define your goals, and I help you determine what action steps it's going to take you to get from here to here. In other words, we're not going back into your past and figuring out what happened to you when you were 5 years old. You can do that with your psychotherapist. But what you do with a coach is you start from where you are, you determine where you want to go, and I help you figure out your path. And then I also hold you accountable for those actions that you commit to.
Well, I think that's the key, because we all might have lots of things we would like to happen. We might even have a pretty good vision of how it happens, but at the end of the day, it's too easy just to let life get in the way.
Absolutely, and that's what life coaching is all about, is to help you stay focused and to stay on your path.
Well, do you have regular meetings with your clients, or do you follow up with them electronically, or how does all that work?
It works both ways. I actually meet face-to-face with my clients at this point. A lot of coaching is done by telephone, but at this point I'm encouraging my clients to meet with me face-to-face. We meet once a week. Your initial meeting would be a 1-hour session, and then after that it's a 30-minute session each week. And in between I also offer email support, so if someone is struggling with something or feels that they need to contact me or they need information about something that I might be able to provide, then they're welcome to contact me, and I always answer.
So you talk about any facet of life, but your special expertise is in weight loss. How did that happen?
Absolutely. Well, I became passionate about weight loss because, first of all, this is a personal passion for me. What you can't tell from looking at me now is that I was once the fat girl in the room, and I lived with a lot of extra weight for a long time, and I was teased about it, and into early adulthood I struggled with this. And I know how profoundly that it affected my self-esteem and my confidence in myself. And so I finally decided to do something about it. And I won't bore you with the whole rigmarole that I went through, but it's taken me about 50 years to figure it all out. I'm 54 years old now, and I feel like I have a good balance in my life, and that's what it takes. And I feel like I can help other women achieve that balance in their life, and that would just be a huge thing to do.
Well, it's so much easier for you to coach somebody having been down the path yourself. Everybody's journey is unique, but there have to be some parallels.
Absolutely, yes, everyone is different, and there are some biochemical differences that we have, and that's why my program is especially effective, because it's very personalized. I'm not going to hand you a list of foods and say, eat this and eat that. That would be the least effective thing that I could do for my coaching clients. What I try to do is I try to go a little bit deeper than that, because actually weight loss is never just about information. Weight loss is related to everything else that's going on in our lives. And so that's where we go with coaching.
So do you offer, you don't tell you what to eat, but do you offer specific plans to help people make good choices?
I actually have some clients who are already on a diet that they've either gotten from their doctor, or they may be working with a specific program, and I can work with those clients on whatever diet they're on. My program will work with that. If someone comes to me who actually needs a diet or needs help in that area, I have an eating plan that I offer, and it was actually developed by Dr. Johnny Bowden, who is a well-known nutritionist, nationally known nutritionist, and I'm licensed to coach his program. So I have his eating and exercise plan that I can give to someone if they would like that. And obviously we do talk about eating and exercise in my program, but a lot of it is focused on mindset.
Because really, nearly any diet that's out there will work if you can stick to it. It's the sticking to it part where it starts to get difficult.
Absolutely, and that's why coaching is so important, because instead of focusing on some system that's all based on deprivation, which that's what most diets are. It's about depriving ourselves of something that we want. Instead of focusing on that, we focus on other areas of life. One of the areas I like to really focus on with people is their self-care. Because sometimes when you start taking care of yourself, when a woman really starts focusing on taking care of herself and nourishing her body, as opposed to just eating mindlessly, sometimes those weight problems will just go away. So that's a big component of the program.
So it's not saying I can't have the cookie, but I'm focusing on something else that I want, and the cookie just doesn't matter as much anymore.
Right, exactly.
Wonderful. Well, so how can you help clients with that whole mindset? What do you tell them to start getting them out of the deprivation frame of mind?
One of the first things that I work with my clients on is rehabilitating their trust in themselves and rehabilitating their word. For example, if you tell your child that you're going to be there at 3 o'clock to pick him up from school, chances are you're going to be there to pick him up from school. You don't have to be motivated to do so. You don't have to feel like going to pick him up, but you're going to be there to pick him up because you said so. And so we work on this with coaching in that you would like create a list of things that you're going to do every day. It doesn't have to be something big. It can be something small. But we create this little to-do list, and then what you're doing is you're retraining your brain that when she says something, she does it. So every day you check off the things that you did on your to-do list, and this helps your brain or your subconscious get the message that when she says it, it happens. And so therefore that translates into not only your eating and your exercise habits, but in every area of your life once you rehabilitate your word to yourself that if I say I'm going to do something or I say I'm not going to do something, then my word is the law of the universe.
You said habit. I think that's the key. A lot of us have bad habits, and so you're just trying to, through repetition, build good habits.
Absolutely. That's a big part of it.
And if that habit is commitment, you want to be committed to yourself the way you're committed to your child. And that might be a very different way for many people to think.
Absolutely. And so many of us as women especially, we get caught up in this whole thing of trying to take care of everybody else. We want to take care of our husband and take care of our friends and take care of our children. We take care of everybody else, but we forget to take care of ourselves. And the bottom line is when we take really good care of ourselves, then we're better able to take care of the people who love us.
No, it sounds all very simple. We're approaching a very tough time of year. We've talked about the Thanksgiving dinner and all the holiday parties. Any tips you can give to the viewers on how to not get off track of your good intentions during these tempting times?
Yeah, I like the way you use the word intention because that's a very important thing to do. If you can set your intention before you go to the family dinner or the party, that really helps. And another thing that really helps is if you can verbalize that intention. In other words, when you go into the big family dinner, you know, obviously you're there to see your family and there's lots of food and it's all very tempting and mom wants you to have some of everything. So one of the things that you can do is you can just tell your family, say, hey, I've just committed to lose a little weight this year and take a little better care of myself. So as much as I love all this food, I'm just going to have a small portion of everything today. Or I'm not going to be having the dessert today. And sometimes just saying that out loud is enough to help you stick with that intention that you've made. If you don't say it out loud and you don't tell anybody else, it's so easy to just say, oh, well, I guess I'll go ahead and have that extra piece of pumpkin pie or that extra serving of mashed potatoes.
So if you don't want to offend mom or grandma or whoever it is putting the pecan pie out there in front of you, telling them up front rather than refusing it after they've already offered it might be a better way to go?
Right, exactly. And also what I do with some of my clients is we do a little role play so that, because this is a tricky thing with families and there's a lot of emotion behind this time of year and the eating is a big part of it, but we do a little role play where I might be Aunt Sally and you're coming in and Aunt Sally really wants you to have that extra helping of those sweet potatoes and you would practice saying to me what you need to say, which is, no thanks, I'm really full, but could I take some home for later? And then, okay, you take some home for later. Does that mean you eat it later? You don't necessarily have to, or you could eat a small amount, you could share it with somebody else, or you can even toss it if you have to.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't want to talk about wasting food, but I guess if you don't want to wear it, maybe you just find another place because somebody will appreciate all those marshmallow top sweet potatoes, but it shouldn't be you.
Exactly. And when you think about the idea of wasting, I don't believe in wasting food either, but if you think about it, if you eat it and your body doesn't need it for nourishment, then it's wasted anyway. And the wasted energy that you're going to use carrying that extra weight around, that's a waste as well.
Well, that's actually a real practical way to look at it. So it's being wasted either way if it's not needed. So
absolutely.
Why punish yourself with the bad choices?
Absolutely.
Well, so how can people get in touch with you if they would like to get more one-on-one experience with Linda's Lifescape coaching, right?
Yes, Lifescapes coaching. You can call me at 686-5958, or I have a website where you can get a little bit more information about the program. It is www.lifescapescoaching.com. I'd love for you to check it out. I'm also offering on that website, you can contact me from the website. I'm offering a free 30-minute, what I call a discovery session, so that you can come and talk to me, or I can come to your home or to your office if you prefer. And I will tell you more about the program, and you can decide if it's the right program for you.
Is it an extended period? Is there a finite beginning and end, or can it go on indefinitely?
My initial program is a 6-week program, and I require the commitment because you're not going to really make a lot of headway with these kinds of things in one session. So you're required to sign up for the 6 sessions. I call it my Jumpstart program, and it's really a lot of fun. You'll be surprised. It's a lot of fun. It's not something that you would dread every week.
Well, I think people won't come back if it's like something like, oh no, I have to go. But hopefully it'll be, I get to go see Linda and feel good about what I've accomplished.
Absolutely, and there are a lot of things that come along with the program other than just the time that they spend with me. I have a notebook and I have resources that I can refer them to. And I also refer people to other professionals when that's needed. If you need a personal trainer, if you need a massage therapist, if you need a nutritionist, I'm happy to refer you to the other resources that I have that can help you in your weight loss journey.
So that's the heart of the program. It's not just one thing. It's not just what you're eating. It's not just your exercise program, but it's that whole mind, body, holistic connection, and other professionals if they're called for.
Right, right. The program actually consists of 3 separate elements, and well, I say separate. They're not really separate. We start with personal awareness, which is a big important part of the program. And then we work on self-care, which I mentioned before. And then the third part is the lifestyle area, which includes your eating habits and your exercise. So it really encompasses all of those things.
Well, thanks for all you're doing to keep Hilton Head healthy and fit, Linda.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Lifescapes Coaching, and you can find out about it on her website. Stay healthy out there during the holiday season, and thanks for staying with us on Talk of the Town.